So we have Latoya in the house. Give her a hand. Welcome to the 10K club. Can I get a whoop whoop? Yeah. Look, well done. Congratulations for getting here. Just quickly, what was the biggest problem that you had that drove you to make the decision to join us?
So I wanted to create a different level of my business versus just face to face and in person.
Nice.
And COVID really showed us that all of our business was based on face to face. So, how do we build something online, but at a fraction of what we give to people face to face? So, that's
Nice.
what I wanted to build versus us doing everything for people. Can we teach them how to DIY it, but at a fraction of the cost?
Cool. And so you look, your biggest month's been 18K. You've had a 10K month. What was the what was the biggest concern about joining us? Were you worried about anything particularly, or were you hesitant, or like in today's online space that trusting and this and that? What was how was the process for deciding?
Actually, I wasn't. So I am the firm believer in if people are selling what they have done for other people, then I want to make sure that you can do it for me. And the only way that I can do that is to invest in it to see it for myself.
Mm,
So I can't be on the outside and question it if I'm not in it. So
mm,
don't get me wrong, there's an investment, but in order to be a part of something and to open your eyes to it, you got to invest in it. You can't
mm,
question it on the outside and know the answer is yes or no.
mm. How long was the decision making process for you?
It was, I would say, a week. So when I had my consultation call, which was in November, I believe. So, which is the slow time in my industry for us. So, basically, fourth quarter, we don't make really any income because that's when the industry is just going, it's closing up because the summer is over, everybody's in, all of that good stuff. So, I had some parameters that I needed to stay between when we did our consultation call. And I wasn't able to make the initial investment. I was able to make half of that, but I wanted to break everything up in payments. So I was still in, but unfortunately, my salesperson was like, "That's not how we do it." So I was like, "I get it. I understand." Then I guess this conversation is over. Like I have no more options. So he contacted me a week later, like, "Yes, we can do what you've asked of us." So I was like, "Cool, I'm in. Perfect."
Nice. I like that. So what was it the most that you've enjoyed or got the most value from? Sometimes people say the closer process, sometimes people say, just like seeing how to set up a signature program. Sometimes people say, positioning the offer in a certain way so it speaks to an ideal client. Is it the support 24/7? Is it having, someone like myself helping you? Is it Dave? Is it the team?
Right.
Just out of
I would
curiosity.
say I would say that it's everything. So from the beginning, it gave me clarity on number one, how to name an online
Mm.
program and
I
how
mean,
it needs
creating
to
an
be.
offer is underrated, and people,
Right.
they come through and go, yeah, I mean, I think I've got that, but they don't really have it clear as concise as it
Correct.
needs to work today in order to speak to an ideal client problem. So it is positioned as a
Yes.
high price offer, high positioning without having to, like create a social media brand, without having PR, without having, all of those things that you don't need. How do you speak to that ideal client really sophisticated so that it's speaking to their problem? Because if you I'll be straight, like most people just don't even get that part right. And if you can't get that right, then you're never going to sell anything online, regardless of whether you do paid or organic traffic. Doesn't make any difference if you
Right.
don't have a bespoke offer. It's over.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. So I think it's the entire process for me. So it's the training, it's understanding how to sell, what to say, when, how to say it, how the HVG draws them in, and how you need ads to be able to build a lead so you can start capitalizing on that. So it's everything for me.
Did you like how the technology? I know a lot of people worry about the tech, and when it comes to that, so look, having a funnel built, having the ad scripts done, and having a team there to support you, was that beneficial for you?
Absolutely. I'm a techie, so I can figure some things out. But if you give me a certain process to follow it, I'll follow it to the T. And then if it's not working for me, I'm going to try to figure out the answers first before I come and ask for help to say, hey, I've done all of these steps. What am I missing now?
Who out of the team have you got the most value from?
Ooh, do I have to name one person?
Yeah, well, you don't have to, but like
I
obviously
would
there's
say it would be you, Dave, and Laura. So
nice,
just from the mindset standpoint, you, and then from a sales standpoint, Dave, and then of course from the tech aspect is Laura.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Um, where you're at now and building and scaling,
Hmm.
what do you believe is possible now that you didn't at the beginning?
So what I believe is possible now is that I can sell an online program. I just have to be able to continue to tweak it. And
Mm.
I know that my ideal client that I'm selling to, her mind is fickle. And that I know for sure. So it takes a certain type of client that I need to get in front of, and she needs to be, I don't want to use the word pressured, but she needs to be pulled into reality, and that is from pressure.
I, I mean, it's understanding the closer process, right? It's understanding their problem deeper
Right.
than they understand it. And that most people don't get that. So without an understanding of how to do a great consultation session that
Hmm.
does diagnose effectively the problem without having to be pushy, again, people think sales is this hard, pushy, pressure thing, but it's actually reverse selling the process. If you
Right.
really understand their problem better than they understand it, of which obviously is the closer process to teach you how to do that.
Yes.
I've never been called pushy on a sales ever.
Good. Good.
Never, never.
And I
It's just
wouldn't think that,
understanding it.
I don't think that I am pushy at all, but the questions provide pressure because people don't think of it logically at all. They're just in their zone and they're in their space. But when you start to ask them really
I mean,
deep,
it creates momentum, pressure, and momentum versus, they are two different. Again, like you can say pressure in a good way, pressure versus a bad way. I think a lot of people think pressure in a bad way
correct.
because they're like, I don't want to be pressured. But the truth is, creating momentum is a different process so that they actually purchase. It's not uncommon, especially
Right.
when we're training teams to take a closer rate from 10% to 50, 60, and get even less, people upset in that process because they're like, wow, this is aligned. That being said, what would you tell someone who was on the edge of joining COA, who were possibly hesitant, or what would you tell them to do?
I would tell them that you can't go any lower than what you are. So if you have an opportunity to join something that can help you, then why not take that 1%? Even if it's 1% that could help you to make
Mm,
you better than you were yesterday, why not do it? And then you probably will get 100%.
mm. I
That's what
think
I
it's interesting you said, like, like people do have to go low sometimes, right? And it's like, I after a while though, you just, as you become more successful, we all start to notice is that you don't need to hit pain barriers in order to purchase. Like I don't
right,
need to hit a pain barrier to purchase. I
right,
know where the pain barriers are. I'd rather purchase before the pain barrier. And this is something that I do continually. Like if we're testing a new platform, I know what those pain barriers are going to be. So therefore, I'd rather pay someone else to test that for us, so I don't have to hit the pain barrier.
correct,
But
exactly.
most people unfortunately do have to hit pain barriers. But when you've hit a couple, my biggest advice for anyone that's hitting pain barriers is you just pay to go past it quicker. Like there's far too much things to do in like any area of your life, health, wealth, or relationship. You got a problem, pay someone to sort it out, consult in that area, regardless of what it is. Hey, Latoya, thank you so much for. I really appreciate amazing people like yourself because it doesn't work without amazing people like yourself that are committed, continually driving forward and really excited to be part of your wonderful journey. That being said, welcome to the 10K Club. Let's get your clear steps next and get you sorted.